Welcome to the free mini course on how to buy a home. So this is intended first for either first-time home buyers or people who haven't done a mortgage transaction in 15 years, or basically before 2015 when the world of mortgage changed. So what we're going to learn in this e-course is the process for buying. So we're going to be sticking to purchase. We're going to stick primarily to primary residence purchasing, but the process is very relatable if it's another type of purchase, second home or investment. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take you basically from the offer all the way to the close. I'm in Illinois. I'm in the Chicago market. So we're going to be talking mostly in Illinois language. So Illinois is an attorney state, or Chicago basically is an attorney area, not all of Illinois. But in Illinois and in Chicago, in our market, we use attorneys. Enjoy the course, certainly. If you feel like you need to get clarification, or if you want to get pre-approved right away, you feel like this course is providing value by the end of it, just go ahead and reach out to me. Leave me a message there, and I'd be happy to start the process with you. But let's get started. So at the offer, let's assume for a second that you have been pre-approved. The first thing that you want to do when you're trying to buy a home, whether it's a single family or a condo, townhouse, co-op, anything, is get pre-approved by a lender. What does getting pre-approved mean? Getting pre-approved means that you've done an application with a lender, the lender has received it back, we have enough to take an application, we pull credit, we run a decision through an automated decision engine. Based on what the lender puts in for you, or what you've told the lender to put in, we'll run a decision, and the decision is basically saying, okay, if these are the circumstances, then yes, it's very, very likely, it's not 100% proof, but it's very likely that you'll be able to buy this house with this down payment if everything else is true. Or no, you won't be able to do that. It's not likely, based on the information that you've given us. So getting pre-approved basically means you've given enough information to a lender to get a credit check and run a decision based on your income, assets, credit, and debt. The so-called CADDY, as I say, credit, assets, debt, income. first step is getting pre-approved. So talking to a lender ultimately is going to be the first step, not finding a home. You're going to make an offer, and the listing agent is either going to accept it or not accept it. So let's assume you make an offer, and the listing agent on behalf of the seller says, yes, we like the offer. There might be some back and forth negotiating on numbers, but the first step is offer gets accepted. Now, what happens when your offer is accepted? The seller is going to want a good faith down payment. It's a little mini down payment that's called earnest money. Earnest money is basically the seller saying, hey, I'm going to take this off the market, but in return, I want you to show a little bit of good faith that this offer is real. Write us a check. We'll put it into a neutral account. It's called an escrow account. And now what happens is you go into the home inspection. And in the next video, we'll talk about the next phase of the home inspection and the attorney review period. We just made an offer. Our offer was accepted. You need a pre-approval letter usually to go with the offer. You've given your realtor the pre-approval letter, made an offer, the offer was accepted. You are under contract. Okay, so what happens now? Well, first of all, you're going to write the earnest money check. You are going to send the executed contract. It gets sent to the lender pretty soon, hopefully. And you go through what's called an attorney review period, and you order a home inspection usually. And the home inspection costs a few $100s. So let's stop here for a second. You've just written a check for earnest money. Probably in the 1% of the purchase price range. So usually $1,000 to $2,000, but it can be, for a big property, it can be up to $10,000 or $15,000 depending on what type of property you're purchasing. And you're gonna pay for a home inspection. Now, the earnest money is refundable in most cases. The home inspection is not. The home inspection is just a home inspector. It's going to be a private individual from a private business. It's gonna, sometimes the realtors will recommend somebody that they work with regularly, and that's totally fine. But they're gonna go in, it's not an appraisal. Okay, they're gonna go in and they're gonna look at the cosmetics of the property. They're gonna look at some of the fundamental things, the concrete and the foundational structure of the property, but mostly they're going to be looking at the smaller things. So they're going to be looking at the corners, and they're going to look for water damage. They're going to look for paint. They're going to look for any sort of health and safety hazards. And most home inspections usually scare you, and that's what they're supposed to do. But just rely upon your real estate agent to make sense of the reports themselves. But this is the point. It's in this 5-day attorney review period where you can say, hey, I really I really don't like this home. I think there's too much to fix. Or, you know, I think there's enough of a good house foundation here. There's enough of a good situation here. I want to buy the home. There's also the option of, hey, I want to buy this home, but I think I want the seller to fix some of these things before I move in. Either they're going to fix them or they're going to give me a credit so that I can go fix them. But I didn't do this like little minor damage, so I don't want to pay for it. So have the seller pay for it, please. And that's totally fine. That's actually a second negotiation that your realtors are going to have. So that's that attorney review period. And you'll review the contract with the attorney, your attorney. You'll review the contract and home inspection report with your attorney too. And you guys can decide together, hey, is this something that I want to do? All right. So at this point, you've made an investment of earnest money. You write a personal check for usually. And you've paid the home inspector. Now we're past the attorney review period. I want to buy the home. What's next?